3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1190. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support, as well as your presence during this reading. So, starting with interpreting number 1190, there are two ones in this number, and the number one is a call for you to have trust and faith. And if you already experience a certain level of trust and faith, this is just encouragement for you to really, really lean into that. Especially if you feel like you are experiencing some degree of hopelessness or just struggling with holding your faith. And the sense of hopelessness and faithlessness, though, actually, it really, really does feel like somebody here could be really struggling with having trust and faith. And this could be about having trust and faith in yourself, what you're capable of, the universe, what's possible for you, what you and the universe could create together. Or maybe there's just a certain relationship or a certain situation that could benefit from a little more trust and a little more faith. Only take what resonates and what truly aligns with your intuition, maybe even your strength. And remember that the difference between your intuition and your fear is your intuition makes you feel confident and gives you a sense of certainty and knowing, and your fear makes you feel safe or unsafe, scared and away. Of course, that's pretty obvious, but I'm just trying to highlight here when it comes to discerning what your intuition is really trying to tell you. And maybe you could even use a little more self-love and patience and understanding for yourself to help you see things a little more clearly, to help you see the universe, this reality, a little more clearly. And I did see a sign here about a warning. And this warning is about being lured into a vulnerable position, manipulated, coerced, or someone taking advantage of a vulnerability that you have or that you're experiencing. And maybe this vulnerability is your fear, somebody weaponizing your fear against you, really trying to make you feel insecure and easier to manipulate, control. Now, only take that warning if it resonates. If anything, I think it could be more of a warning that feels like a confirmation, but maybe it couldn't hurt to explore the possibility, if you feel called to, of somebody here taking advantage of you. That's why having trust and faith is so important, though. Having trust and faith in ourselves especially helps us, well, even the universe too, what's possible, really helps us see things more clearly. There's not a lens of fear or darkness clouding our judgment. And I noticed them saying our for some reason. I talk like that often, we, our, us. I mean, it is a video for many people. I even talk like that outside of videos to myself, but I just want you to know that you're not alone. You really, really aren't alone, and we could really use your help. to spread more light and love and truth into the world by first embracing the light, love, and truth that already exists within you, but you may not see yet, at least not entirely. I do want to mention here that your ancestors could be trying to connect with you, past loved ones, maybe about needing, self-love, could be about family, a job, anything to do with your sense of stability, emotionally or physically. Feels like your ancestors want to talk about something related to that, or at least acknowledge something related to that for you. And really encouraging the idea to have trust, faith, first and foremost in yourself, but also in the universe, and maybe even another person or situation. But I really encourage you to use your judgment here about where you put your trust and your faith. The number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. Do you feel a sense of purpose, knowing, belonging, calling? Are there certain signs or symbols catching your attention? Certain hyperfixations you might have? Certain things that you feel attracted to? Really, really pay attention to what your intuition is trying to tell you, not just at home with the relationship with yourself, your family, your job, but also something else that I forgot. I'm pretty sure it's something that I already said. But yeah, if you don't feel a sense of purpose, I really encourage you to find it. Especially finding a sense of purpose in loss, pain, suffering, grief, just your own darkness. And I don't want to say your own negativity, because I don't want it to have like a negative connotation, unironically. But we'll call it your darkness. There is a little bit of light in the dark, as yin and yang portrays. And I'm actually remembering something that, if you think about it in the night sky, to me, the moon reminds me of the part of yin and yang, the dark side of it with that little white dot. And this feels connected to the moon for me, and the moon represents, at least in tarot, I know like it can represent your emotions, your subconscious, but in tarot I largely interpret it as being in a situation that feels uncertain and even potentially scary, depending on how you deal with uncertainty. But what's really going to light the way forward to you amongst all this darkness is your own light within yourself, your own trust and faith, hope, your own awareness, your own wisdom, for sure. I'm feeling connected to the Hermit card from tarot, which has the number 9 on it too. And that really is about looking inward for the answers, the closure, the clarity, the sense of direction that you seek, that you're seeking, or that you really need or could really benefit from. Have trust and have faith, because your intuition is trying to show you something about something bigger than you. Something that you can do to contribute to something bigger than you. And maybe it has something to do with loss and pain. Moving on to the number 0. It's been a while since I've talked about this number, but I do interpret it as, you could be seeing recurring patterns or themes, ideas that you need to pay attention to. And these patterns and themes could be showing up in signs, messages, spiritual communication, or simply just the way that things align, or in some other way. Pay attention to the patterns and the reoccurring themes. The number 0 is also a reminder or confirmation for you to really know when to put yourself first. And I do feel that we are in an era where people are being encouraged spiritually to be more selfish, but not in a way that is bad, but in a way where there's more balance. Less generosity towards others and more generosity towards ourselves. I do think that collectively we are feeling guided to create more balance. And I don't think that, the dating scene kind of being a mess right now is a coincidence. Because I think collectively we're starting to figure out, or at least having a deeper understanding of give and take. How much we should give to others and give to ourselves. How selfish and generous we should be. And I'm feeling connected to the Bible and just how I learned from the Bible that God, whatever higher power there is, wants you to be generous, but to never give more than you have. And I just want to put that message out there for any of you who might be religious, or you yourself might be trying to connect more with the Bible. For whatever reason, you don't have to be Christian or religious at all to be curious about the Bible. For me personally, I became curious about it and started studying it regularly because it appears to me that it is one of the most important books in history. Whether there's lies or truth in it, it has definitely existed for a very, very long time. Thousands of years. So I think it's worth exploring to better understand humanity over time, a long period of time. So if you are feeling curious about the Bible, this is your confirmation to explore a little more. But the number 0 can also be about healing and cycles. These patterns could be showing up in the way that you communicate, your relationships, that kind of thing. And these patterns could be showing up in more than one place. Just pay attention to them. Try to understand them and what they mean for you. Both in a practical sense and a spiritual sense. But adding up these numbers now, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 9 is 11. Plus 0 is still 11, and 1 plus 1 is 2. And the number 2, as we're 2 minutes into recording the second segment, I just saw a confirmation here of that warning that I talked about earlier about being, your vulnerabilities being exploited in some way, being manipulated, coerced, maybe there's a controlling person in your life. But it's interesting that confirmation came up right when I was talking about the number 2, because number 2 can be confirmation of a significant relationship or situation, and there's absolutely a significant relationship or situation here that you need to protect yourself from. Be wise with your choices. Don't rush anything if you don't have to. Make sure you are protecting your time, your energy, your resources, yourself. Be very wise about how you choose to invest yourself, especially in whatever relationship or situation this is, moving forward. Maybe these patterns could be warnings in of themselves. Don't ignore the red flags if you think you're seeing them. And what's the worst that could happen if you question them? You're wrong. If somebody gets mad at you, I think that says more about them than you, for whatever reason. But, yeah, overall this number has encouraged you to really have trust and faith, to trust a sense of purpose or to seek it out, especially if it is connected to loss, grief, or suffering, something specific, or just in a general sense, and really pay attention to any patterns or recurring themes you might be noticing them, so that way you can interpret them and really understand what they mean to you. Give yourself some more insight and awareness. Again, I'm feeling connected to the Hermit. It does feel like these patterns can help you become wiser. And don't be afraid to put yourself first if that message aligns with you, especially because I'm seeing the number 444 on the timer, which is about your ancestors and your sense of stability. it really does feel like your loved ones, past loved ones, whether you knew them or not, I think it's always important to mention that they're coming through to encourage you to protect yourself, your stability, your peace. Yeah, actually the number 4 can really come through as protection. That's what really feels like is the most important here. What's really going to help protect you is having trust and faith in yourself, the universe, what you're capable of, and what is possible for you. And let yourself be curious too. Don't, stay open-minded. Don't get attached to one idea or to close yourself off from something. Let yourself explore, because you deserve to feel safe and secure. I guess I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So you can see that on the table we have quite a few tools to use for the second part of this reading for you. Here we have the Prism of Visions tarot cards. These are Zoltar Speaks cards, which I got from, came from this, out of this box. Just a random thing that I felt called to use as part of readings. There are fortune slips. But in this bag over here, these are also a mix of fortune slips and runes too. I'm going to start off by drawing out one of these here fortune slips, Zoltar Speaks cards. For some reason, I am feeling connected to the upside down from Stranger Things, or the phrase upside down land. So, this is, yes, you've been up against it at times, and fate has been at the bottom of it all. And the idea of fate here, really trust a sense of purpose if you're feeling it, or seek it out if you're feeling called to, especially because I just now felt connected to the Answer the Call card from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. So past loved ones in particular are encouraging you to answer some sort of calling. Now you can look ahead to better times. You will dream about the sun, and that will be the beginning of a bright future. You might be feeling connected to the Sun card in tarot. You are a very sincere individual and like to be surrounded by your good friends. Your money troubles will soon disappear, and you will be able to indulge in a few luxuries that you've been craving. You will be besieged by those less fortunate for monetary help, and no one will go unaided. It really feels like this fortune card is about liberation, a sense of freedom that equates to a sense of safety and security. Let's draw out one of these tarot cards. You might have more to be able to give to others. Remember, if you're religious, God does not want you to give more than you have. With my own spiritual beliefs and my connection to the universe, I don't believe that the universe wants us to give more than we have. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is the Ten of Pentacles. And this is definitely can be about finances, your long-term material stability. There could even be a family involved here, because the imagery in the middle there, just really feeling safe and secure. It really does feel like somebody here is experiencing good luck or will experience good luck when it comes to money or resources. Perhaps the universe could be showing up in a way that you have needed, maybe that you asked for. The 10 here is connected to your spirit guides, and they bring you the message to have trust and faith. And I feel like it's about this possibility in particular, that things can and will get better if you allow them to, if you make room for it, if you protect yourself, you know when to give to yourself, and you know when to give to others. And for someone in particular, you got to stop being generous, and you got to let yourself be more selfish, to protect yourself. I'm going to start wrapping up this reading now by drawing a piece of paper from this bag here. Okay, so we have a fortune slip from a fortune cookie this time. Ooh. It says, a sudden change in plans will test your adaptability, but it really feels like this sudden change is not something to be afraid of. It really does feel like you have an opportunity to free yourself or for things to get better. And it may also be important for you to be patient while you're waiting for the payoff. Overall, this reading has encouraged you to have trust, faith, to trust a sense of purpose if you feel it, or to seek it out if you feel called to. It may be important or relevant for you to answer some sort of calling. And I just saw the number 122 on the timer, which is a reminder that change starts with you. So it does feel like you have an opportunity here to be the change that you wish to see. So pay attention to the patterns, the messages, the way things align, and put yourself first if you have to. Protect yourself, especially if you don't want to repeat certain cycles or patterns that are harmful to you, especially in relationships with your own choices. Financially, materially, when it comes to resources, things can get better. So much better that you may even be able to help others. But I think just being able to help yourself is enough. And you deserve that. You deserve to feel free and safe. So just remember that the unknown, when it comes to change, is not only about negative surprises. They can definitely be positive too. So again, I really encourage you to have trust and faith. Trust yourself and protect yourself.